I know some of you are going to say things like, as a minimalist, you shouldn't even have a watch. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how my Apple Watch is one of my favorite tools as a minimalist. I know some of you are going to say things like, as a minimalist, you shouldn't even have a watch. For me, minimalism is about making my life more convenient, and my Apple Watch really does that for me. This is what my watch looks like. It has quite some interfaces on it. Some of these I actually can't remove, but one of the first things and most important things I do with my Apple Watch is I pay with it. As you'll see here, I have my bank card here, and when I am at a store, this is actually a fairly recent addition from the Netherlands with ING Bank, but when I'm at the store, I double click this button and I get a little hold near reader to pay message. I put my wrist next to the reader as I would a normal bank card that has wireless payment, and it works. It's very, very convenient, and it makes my life at a supermarket a lot easier. Speaking of supermarkets, another thing I love is that I have all of my store cards in my Apple Watch with this app called Stocard. Albert Heijn is our supermarket, for example, so when I go to the supermarket, I scan this and then I get a hand scanner. I scan all my food, I go to the self-checkout, and I once again scan my card and then pay with my Apple Watch, and I don't have to take anything out of my wallet or my pocket. It's very seamless and extremely handy. Another reason I also really like the Apple Watch as a minimalist is because I can control my lights. I have a Philips Hue smart lighting system installed in my home, and this way I can always turn my lights on and off, and if I leave the house and I forget to turn off my lights, I can do so remotely with my watch, which means that I don't waste unnecessary energy, which for me is also very important. Another thing that I love about the Apple Watch as a minimalist is that it allows you to have your to-dos right on your wrist. So I use an app called ToDo List, and here you can see some of my today's to-dos, and if I click on one, I can very easily check it off. It's also very convenient when I'm at the supermarket with all my groceries. Once again, I don't have to take anything out of my pocket, and I'm pretty much hands-free, which I really, really love. The next thing that I wanted to show you guys is how I have my calendar at a swipe away, and it's extremely convenient, especially because one of my watch faces has my calendar in it, as you'll see right here, and it has what I have coming up next and the room I'm going to be. So for example, I have a class at 5, and all I have to do is look at my wrist to know exactly what class it's in, so I could head there with my bicycle, and it makes everything very, very easy and convenient. The next thing I love is the possibility of downloading podcasts and music onto your Apple Watch, and then you can take your AirPods, for example, out on a run or on a walk, and you don't have to take your phone with you, which I really like to unwind. Currently with Spotify, you can't do that yet, but I'm sure they're working on it. But with Apple Music, you can download music offline, so you don't have to take anything with you to the gym, for example. You can just take your AirPods and your Apple Watch. Another feature I really enjoy is the fact that I'm able to answer messages right from my wrist. Obviously, I know this isn't a minimalist thing. You can pretty much answer texts faster on your phone, of course, but I really like the fact that if I'm on the go or on my bicycle, I can see when I get a message and I can just quickly respond to it without having to take my phone out. That really, really helps me out. One of the reasons why I became a minimalist is actually because I have very bad anxiety sometimes. And one of the things that my Apple Watch has helped me with the most is controlling my anxiety. Now, I'm one of those people that I always felt my heart beating way too fast or way too slow. And many times it was caused by my anxiety. I got it all checked with echocardiograms and everything at the doctor, so it really was my anxiety. My Apple Watch keeps track of my heartbeat, so it knows what is normal and it isn't normal for me. So when I'm a little scared that something is going on, I kind of just turn on the heart function of the Apple Watch, and I confirm that absolutely nothing is wrong with me and I'm completely fine. I know it sounds silly, but if any of you guys has problems with anxiety, you'll understand how important it is. It also lets you take echocardiograms. You kind of just put your finger down and it looks at your heartbeat and everything. And for example, now it's telling me that there's no signs of arterial fibrillation. Obviously, you can't use this to substitute an actual doctor, but it does help to clear my mind that everything is fine. Another thing they have on the watch is this little function called breathe. And it tells you to be still and bring attention to your breath, and then it will guide you through inhaling and exhaling. When you're supposed to inhale, it actually vibrates a little. The reason I love this is because if I start getting very panicky or anxious on public transportation, for example, I can do this sort of guided breathing without having to pull any attention to myself because I feel the vibrations on my wrist. So I really, really love that as an anxious minimalist. Obviously, when I'm on flights and stuff like that, in the Apple Wallet, I can also get my boarding pass. So I sort of scan my way through the airport with my watch as well. And of course, you have things like the weather app, you can access it. It's just very convenient to be able to quickly check if it's raining before you leave the house. You can also check when your Uber ride is about to arrive, set a timer, other handy things like that. Overall, it just makes my life very, very convenient. I can actually also set my phone somewhere and see what the image looks like, which as a YouTuber I can really appreciate. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. I post videos every Sunday on minimalism. I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!